¿Comprar un arma para alguien a quien no se le permite hacerlo? Eso es un crimen. Podría costarle hasta 15 años de cárcel y una multa de $250,000. Si alguien le pide que le mienta a un distribuidor de armas de fuego con licencia federal para poder comprarle un arma, no lo haga. ¿Tienes un consejo? Llame 1-888-ATF-TIPS. Eso es 1-888-283-8477. Presentado por la Fundación Nacional de Deportes de Tiro y la ATF.
Welcome to another finely edged production for the Premier League Cricket Club. Connecting players and coaches, clubs and leagues, volunteers and supporters alike, you're in the right place for the best of the 33 ECB Premier Leagues and the 20 NCCA counties, bringing you the stories, the stats and the standout performances that make this game great. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to both our Premier League and NCCA shows so you don't miss any episodes. Now, shall we get stuck in? So welcome everybody to this week's Premier League Cricket Show, brought to you once again by our friends at B3 Cricket. And with me as always, Mr. Hugh Newsome. Now we're in a bit of a rush today because Hugh's got other things to do, but we'll still bring all those statistical data from around the country. How are you doing, mate?
All good, all good.
How was your weekend's cricket?
Crap. Yeah.
Can we leave it there? Because I know how bad it was.
Yeah, well, it's what happens. Like, you get, I'm not a first team cricketer for the most part. Don't practice, don't do anything, not very good. Get some runs in the second team, up to the first team, on the big sweep, off the middle of the bat, onto the pad, ball goes out to square leg, out. Literally off the badge. Just like, oh, crap.
Out LBW?
Yeah.
You had umpires?
Of course I did, yeah. I hate umpires. They're crap, yeah.
There's the clip for today's show.
No, I think the problem is, obviously the standard I play, we generally don't play with umpires, so it's a little bit lenient. And I just knew everyone went up and then everyone's just laughing because they all know that I've middled it. It's like, well, why'd you go up there? Anyway, we lost. But that's by the by, yeah. So I shall crawl back. I shall crawl back to the lower reaches of the Derbyshire League and slog a few runs. But yeah, basically, I think the kids play a better cricket shot next time. So
I think Div 7 and keep that average up, mate.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's
most definitely.
Let's cross off the Div 7. But no, it was. I touched the ball about 3 times in the field and got triggered. So that's my Saturday. But that's cricket, isn't it? Well, Matt's used to that, aren't you, Matt?
I was going to say, exactly. Talking of average, how are you doing, Matt Taaffe from Cric?
Yeah, good. Nice and early this morning. It's on my second coffee.
Oh my word, that is early for it, definitely. And you had a better weekend though, didn't you? As a result, at least.
Yeah, like you said, 2 games this weekend and 1 win out of 2. We were light on numbers on Saturday against Netherfield and Colin McConkey. Put on a chanceless 100, one of the best batters I think I've seen for a long time. And he was the difference really, but got the win on Monday. And then, like you say, it's all close with 3 games to go for top 4 really.
Yeah, can I just ask, did you play on Monday?
No, I didn't.
You got the win?
Got the win, yeah.
Well done. Move on. So it was very tight at the top of your league. And Kendall, I think, could have won it on Monday, couldn't they? But results didn't go quite their way. Correct me if I'm wrong, Garstang with a win?
Yeah, Garstang beat, I think it was Leyland off the top of my head. So, yeah. And then I think we play them on Saturday at our place. I think it's 7 points they need to win the league. So they effectively need to beat us. I don't think there'll be enough bonus points in it to come away with it, a loss and still win the league. So they'll be coming to Stanley Park and wanting to win it in Blackpool.
Absolutely. And I think what's really nice is to be able to do one of our Radio 5 links. It might be that sound like we're talking about the Northern Premier a bit much, but I think what's fascinating is the reason Garstang won is that old Liverpool and District Comp boy, Summit Ruika, at it again. When you think of the names, Hugh, that we've said over the last couple of years, the most, do you reckon Summit's got to be in that top 3?
Absolutely, yeah. He's just there all the time, isn't it? But I do feel like it's like an old friend, like never met the guy, never seen him play, but he's just, you see the name up there and it just makes me happy. Yeah. It probably doesn't make batters happy, but Yeah,
Not in the
it's just
slightest.
nice. The guy's class, isn't he?
Absolutely. Hey, some good stuff going on over the weekend, and there are some champions that we need to crown that we've seen around the country. So, congratulations first. I have to say, congratulations first to our friends at Harpenden, who we missed off last week's show for a very simple reason. And it's where Livo gets on his high horse as always, because they changed the bloody points in their league from timed games to bloody. Anyway, well done, boys. Andrew Neil and everyone at Harpenden. We put something on socials. Congratulations on winning the Hertfordshire League. But also at the weekend, Bridgewater, they've now won the Whipple. And I've got to be careful how I say that because I sound as though a bit like Jonathan Ross. We've also got St Cross and Simeons. They gave Bournemouth a bit of a beating on Saturday. They are now Southern Premier champions. And then I can't miss out saying congratulations to our friends at Lower House, who missed out last week, but they well and truly got the win at the weekend. And for those who want to see the most unbelievable, ridiculous celebrations for winning a league and Daniel Salpietro Budgie Smugglers for the whole team, just check our Instagram because it went off in Lower House in Budgie Smugglers and fireworks. And we dare anybody to win a Premier League and beat the celebrations at Lower House this year. Have you seen them, Taff?
Yeah, I saw them on Saturday night. Oh, proper that, innit?
Absolutely. Well, to be fair to Lower House, won the Prem, second team got promoted on the same day. It's going to go down, isn't it, Hugh?
That's a good effort, isn't it? And 3 weeks to go in the Lancs League as well. That's some effort that they've been dominant, haven't they?
They've been really, really good. And I think you look at the guys who've won so far, and the one I haven't mentioned yet also, Burnmore winning the North East Premier League. So, Burnmore, Hertfordshire and Harpenden, Bridgewater, Newfarnley and Bradford. Dominant these sides have been. I mean, Lower House have been dominant. One or two a little bit closer, but some big wins there. And you just wonder how these guys get knocked off their perch.
Yeah. I also feel this year compared to last year, it's not as close, the league. There's not as many close leagues as that. I think maybe because the weather conditions have just sort of let the class come to the top. Last year, it was a bit more of a shootout at times with the weather and the pitches. Just, games being lost from all sorts of positions. I think this year people have been able to get in, get set, and the guys that get the big hundreds, they've been able to do it week in, week out, and they've done it. But yeah, I've got a couple more. North Middlesex looking pretty good, aren't they? They don't need a lot. Brad Lynch and Kentisbeere need 5 points, which I think they'll just get even if they lose. Obviously Kendall. So yeah, there's a few teams there. Close leagues, there's a few knocking about, but not like the Whipple. The Whipple was so good last year, wasn't it? Not quite so much, but Surrey's looking good, isn't it? That's looking very close. North Staff, South Cheshire is absolutely fire between Leek and Stone. Yeah. There's a few others. Just looking down the list. Links is probably not. They've got plenty of fixtures to go. Kent's, Tunbridge almost won there, haven't they? East Anglia Prem's a bit going on there, so that could go to the wire. There's plenty of fixtures left there. North Wales is close as well. Bangor and Brimbo right up at the top. St Asaph still in with a shout. Yorkshire Southern Prem's looking good. Cleethorpes, Wakefield, Sheffield Collegiate, and Whiteley Hall looking good. So there's a few leagues still with got to keep us busy. But yeah, I'd say well more than half are pretty much done. Huddersfield, I can't count because no idea what the point system's doing there. So I'll leave that one.
It's thrown me completely. But you've missed the big one there, Hugh.
What's that?
The closest league in the country with the biggest game of the season happening this coming weekend, South Wales Premier League. 1 point between Newport and St Fagans. Guess who play at home on Saturday? Newport. Guess who's coming to visit them?
Brilliant.
St Fagans. It's winner takes all between Newport and St Fagans in the South Wales Premier League. That's as good an end to a season as you're going to get, isn't it?
Brilliant. Yeah, that's what we want. So that's the setup that we need. So there we go. We've got this year's Whipple happening.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, we'll have a look at a couple of them over the next couple of weeks, these close ones. But obviously what we're trying to do at the moment, the last couple of weeks, is cover all the big numbers and all the big wickets that are out there as quick as we can, because we know that's what people want to listen for. So we're going to start with your lot, Mr. Taaffe, and who's been battering the runs around the pitch then? I know a lot of the lads have started to go home, but there's still some good numbers, isn't there?
Yeah, there's still an awful lot of runs and wickets, to be honest, but I'm sure we'll get onto that. But Aviska Thurindu, another name we just talk about constantly week in week, 157. For him, for Bracebridge Heath, he re-signed on Friday with the club and backed it up with 150 on Saturday. So nice little return for them.
Yeah,
Treyans Gosh for Hatherley, 143 not out. Again, another proven performer, scored a shed ton of runs last year and continue to do it this year. Rajit Day at Lightcliffe, another 100. Ashay Palka at West Chiltington, another 100. Matt Campbell at Leek, the Zimbabwe left-handed batter, serious talent, 106 for him, opening the batting for Leek. Elandri Hans van Rensburg for Beckenham. She's a South African female cricketer coming through the ranks. I think this 101 off 50 balls. I think that's her third
Wow.
100 of the summer. She might be one to keep an eye on over the coming years. She looks a serious talent. But like you say, there's an awful lot of runs once again. And like you say, a couple are filtering home, but no slowing down on the ones that are here.
absolutely. And yourself, Hugh, looking around the rest of the country, what we're going to top that lot with?
Well, I think Neil Hornbuckle for Horsford in the East Anglia Prem is top 192 off 152 balls. He's a hell of a cricketer, is Neil. And it's an interesting game, this one, actually, because poor old Mildenhall, they've not had the best season. They're looking in a spot of bother down at the bottom of the East Anglia Prem, which is very much unlike them, and still plenty to play for. And our friend of the pod, Tristan Blackledge, did his absolute utmost to not lose this game of cricket, and has lost this game of cricket. Mildenhall put up Horsford put up 290 with Neil 192, but virtually nobody else has gone with him. Jordan Neal's got a couple, Ryan Finley's got a few, but Tristan Blackledge, he's got 5 for 58, and then with the bat, he's not had a huge amount. Darren Ironside's got some runs and got run out for Mildenhall. And Tristan's got 85 off 99 balls as well. So it was one of the best all-round performances of the week. And they fell just short. They were about 15 runs short all out. So been a tough season for Mildenhall. And that pretty much sums up their season. One lad's just been able to go out and win the game for them. But fantastic from Neil Hornbuckle. He's top this week. And then, unsurprisingly, I thought we've got a lot of overseas in the rest of the run charts this week. I think it was a difficult weekend for selection. I don't know about your club, Livo. Blackpool, you've got Matt. You're not there on Monday either way. I suspect there might have been other arrangements. It was a tough week to get.
I had a knife to my throat. It was my girlfriend's 30th, so I couldn't get out that one. I tried to, but
oh dear, it's a tough weekend to get teams out, wasn't it?
Very.
And therefore, it seems that was the case across the board. So all the overseas lads stuck their hands up and they didn't go on holiday. So you got Ansuman Rath, 187 for Stanmore off just 110 balls. They've had a couple of good weeks. They've been hitting some big runs. They got 427 against Harrow, backed up last week, where I think they got 385 or something the week before. So that was a big win for Stanmore. And then Mohammed Tahir, 169 not out for Woodhall Spa against Grimsby. And then Chinaka Rwansiri, 166 not out for Rushton against Geddington in the Northants League. And then Prashanu Kunderu, 165 not out for Scunthorpe against Bracebridge Heath, also in the Links League. So some good runs there. And then you've got Vishka there, 157 for Bracebridge. So yeah, Links League, plenty of overseas runs. And a few of the names, Matty McKiernan's further down there.
4 of the top 10 this week in the Links League.
Yeah. I think someone's been rolling those wickets, haven't they?
Absolutely.
It's not like we could say, well, it's the east weather, because it's the same everywhere. But yeah, certainly the pitch is getting used, and maybe they're on some fresh tracks over in Lincolnshire.
Yeah. And other names that we've spotted down there, I've got to pick a couple out. So, Matty McKiernan, non-bloody stop in the Liverpool and District League, and 147 off 96 balls at the weekend to take Lee to 302 for 5 off 55 overs before declaring. Now, you've played in that league, Taaffe. How many times have you had to face 302 coming into bat second?
not many, to be honest.
Not in the
But
slightest. And I think what's more remarkable is that was against Ormskirk, National Club Championship finalists, and they are potentially going to win the league again this year with their incredible seam attack in particular. So 147 off 96 balls. Bear in mind the openers had got to 85 for what 85 for none off the first 21 overs. So Matty McKiernan doing it again for Lee.
he also did your clock that he took 5 for second innings as well.
I did not. He's definitely 5 for 59, the all-rounder of
You
the
trumped me there, Matt.
Sorry.
Yeah. Nicking my job, honestly.
week.
I've got one job. I'm clinging on to it, and you've done me. Never mind.
Exactly. Yeah, well, he's got one job, but he's struggling with it. That's a different matter. So we'll do him every week if you want. But the other one that I picked up on, and this is what, and we talk about names of people that we've not met. Liam Banks. So in the North Staffs and South Cheshire League, it's fair to say there's a little bit of a battle going on at the bottom. Now, I looked at this league this morning, Hugh, and I thought, really, it's mad. The top 4 are within 23 points of each other. There's then a 34-point gap to 5th place. And between 5th and 11th, there's only 16 points. And basically, if you're anywhere from 5th downwards in the North Staffs and South Cheshire League, you're looking over your shoulder at what results are going on every single week right now. And Liam Banks, Hemheath, did what Liam Banks does. And he was there at the weekend to score 112 off 123 balls, and that was chasing down Port Hill Park, who were in that mess at the bottom, to win. Again, we talk of names that we talk about week in, week out. Liam's in that top 3, I think, here as well, isn't he?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Top 3 best cricketers in the country. That's in that kind of top 3. Matty McKiernan, just to mention him, he's averaging 85 for them in all cricket this year. He's having a hell of a season. So yeah,
absolutely. Any other names you spotted there in particular, Hugh?
Well, just all the usual suspects. George Hargrave's there, isn't he? Yeah, just a few more games. Stephen Reingold, 114. Will Beer. These are names that obviously there's your Liam Banks there. Sam Young. Yeah, Adam Tilcock at Cuckney. So yeah, there's a fair bit going on.
Yeah, and down with just 100 not out, our friend Gary Pratt at Richmondshire. 100 not out off 71 balls, though. So,
just keeps doing it, doesn't he?
Just keeps doing it, definitely. Hey, great to see still some runs out there. The pitches are still absolutely flat as a pancake in a lot of the country. But there have been a lot of wickets having the Taaffe as well.
Yeah, a massive amount, to be honest. Could probably talk for 10 minutes about wickets this weekend, but we've got an 8-fer, Rohan Sanjaya for Coley, 8 for 72. I think he bowled from one end all day, but he's taken an awful lot of wickets this year. Buddy Kasanji, we're at Conisborough again, another name we've mentioned all summer, really. 7 for 40 for him. And we've actually got him sub-pro on Saturday for us, so I'm actually looking forward to see what he's like. And then we'll be coming up against Dushan Vamukti, 6 for 20 for Walsden. So again, like you said, he's sort of a name that you know, but you've never met him. So looking forward to see him. No doubt probably hit me on the shin and get me out on Saturday. And then usual names, Mayank Mishra, 6 for 27 for Cleethorpes, continues just to take a shed load of wickets. Jermaine Blackwood, 6 for Norden. Larry Edward for Formby, 6 for. Like we touched on before, Summit Ruika, 5 for Garstang, won them the game, second innings at Leyland. And then just an awful lot of fifers knocking about throughout the leagues, to be honest.
And yourself, Hugh, what have you seen nationally over the last weekend?
Well, we've got Shuman Sharma, top of the list. This is a game my stat system had a bit of trouble with. It's picked it up. 6.3 overs, 8 for 16 for Barnard Castle against Middlesbrough. That was pretty one-sided game, shall we say. Barnard Castle 234 for 9 and 50. Old Middlesbrough out for 72. But yeah, actually, run scoring. There's quite a few lads struggled to get off the board, and just enough of the Barnard Castle lads got runs. And then yeah, Middlesbrough struggled, but he's a hell of a player. So you can understand why. That's got to
be one of those unusual times where the number of wickets is greater than the number of overs bowled.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen very often.
Well, 22 overs bowled. Oh, you mean in terms of his bowling? Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
6.3 overs, 8 wickets. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Well, it's under 11 stuff, isn't it? That kind of bowling, But the one lad that can bowl straight, and Yeah. But just looking at that card, Middlesbrough, they actually got off to a half decent start. The openers got 32 and 13 between them off a fair few balls, and then 1-0, 2-1, 1-3, 1-6-4. I think everyone was had had enough at that point. Didn't think they were going to get there. So early bar, but yeah, great effort there. Oscar Phillips, 7-4-21. I've missed one. It is. Oh yeah, no, he's not. 7-21. Oscar Phillips Flitwick against Radlett. Matt Malloy 7-22 for the Hartlepool against Great Ayr, and that was another one that was done and dusted very quickly. Khaled Usman there for Rainhill 7-35 against Rainford. Too many rains there. And then Greg Stevens 7-40 for Witham against Frinton-on-Sea, and then Max Keogh for Golcar. He's an Aussie seamer from Prahan. I was having a look at him, and he's done well, 7.43 for Golcar in their tight win against Shepley in the Huddersfield League. So he's sixth. And then there's Dushan there with his 6-20 against Garstang.
Absolutely. And some other names just down the list that I picked up on. Cam Parsons still getting wickets there week in, week out for High Wycombe with 5-22. Liam Brown at Royton, just one of my favourites this week, 5-4. Yeah, say that as quick as you can. 5-4. We'll have that one all day long.
Useful.
And then the one that I also picked up, we've mentioned him already. Bridgewater won the league, and it was Alex Russell who took 5-36 and is the leading wicket taker, I believe, in the Whipple this season. And then also, I think the other thing I found quite interesting was there does just seem to be, and I haven't had them up yet, a hell of a lot of fifers this week.
Yeah. I've picked that up as well. Guy Emmett got one. He's still going strong, Guy. And then, I've got, I think I've got over 60. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, about 63 fifers this week and not as many hundreds. So, yeah, it really was a week for fifers. I think maybe, again, anecdotally, completely unscientific, but, people away, lads getting chucked the ball to just say, right, you're going to have to bowl here all day, and people getting plenty of wickets. So the wicket bowling not being shared around quite so much. You can't quite do the same with batting. If you get out, you get out. But yeah, it's been definitely a week for fifers. Chris Holliday's there, 5-31. All sorts.
Most definitely. Coming to that hard end of the season now where there's everything to play for, the top and bottom of a lot of the leagues, clearly. But we've also just got to have a quick look at the old national cups that are going on, and Hugh and I had the pleasure on Sunday of being at Denby for the Northern Regionals, effectively qualification final, isn't it, to get through to the national T20 final. There's a lot of news out there at the moment about what's going on in Europe and European cricket, etc. And fingers crossed everything comes together for the winners of our T20 go out to that Cartermore Oval next February or March. It'll be for the European champions. But we saw some cracking cricket at the weekend. New Farnley came out on top, having beaten Kendal from the Northern Prem. And I'll send my best wishes here and now to Sam Sharp from Kendal, who got absolutely crunched on the boot by Abby Nagy from New Farnley. And I believe it's a chip bone, and he's fingers crossed he's going to be okay to recover pretty quickly for them. Thankfully, it's obviously not going to make much of a difference in the league for Kendal, fingers crossed. But
he still ran the single, though, didn't he? He still ran the single. Well, hopped the single.
I think the word ran might be a loose way of putting it. Yeah. But then also, it meant that they didn't have the opening bowler for the innings against New Farnley, which clearly made a big difference there.
New Farnley just looked different class, didn't they, on that day?
The biggest compliment I can pay New Farnley, I think, Hugh, is they look like Northern did last year.
Yeah, just depth. They look complete, don't they? And they look focused. Yeah, it's sad about the European cricket. I'm worried about this. I suspect. I've got a hunch on this though, because obviously there's this law has been passed in India, which is essentially, I don't think you're allowed to gamble in India online. I think that's the thing. So Dream 11 have basically said it's not gambling, it's fantasy football, but you got to pay for it, and it's gambling. So I think they've passed a law to essentially ban all this.
Yeah.
But that is funding a huge amount of Indian cricket, isn't it? Dream 11 and this undercurrent.
Shirt sponsor for the Indian cricket team.
Well, exactly. So I've got a feeling that this might all of a sudden get that. I think the law has passed, but something's got to be ratified in a few weeks. Something like that's what I was reading about. So I wonder if it might get watered down a touch.
I mean, the
I suspect.
BCCI might step in and say,
Well,
"Hang on a minute, lads."
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, it's really, it's been sort of the driving force behind the sponsorship of Indian cricket for the last 10 years. Really, it seems like that. Maybe not that long, but yeah. So we'll see. I'm hoping. I mean, whether I should hope that a gambling company should be allowed to continue operating is a funny one. But yeah, as in terms of cricket funding, then yeah, it's an interesting time. So we'll see. But I wonder if it might get watered down. Hopefully, if it does, then that'll mean European cricket can thrive, or they can find replacement sponsors. There may be other betting companies that want to put their hand in their pocket.
100%. I mean, the 6 years worth of work that the guys at European Cricket put into building what they've got around Europe, the amount of teams that have grown across the various countries, yeah, it would be an absolute travesty for that to take a step back, wouldn't it?
Well, it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see what their funding deficit is, because whatever they're doing, they're getting cricket as a community is getting incredible value for money out of that tournament, isn't it? Nobody else is doing what they're doing. Nobody else has ever tried to do what they're doing. And I bet the funding gap isn't that much. Mm-hmm. So to be able to do what they've done, with a relatively small budget, you feel like the ICC or whatever should just put their hand in their pocket and fund that and just say, we will, because it's taking cricket to a whole new communities that aren't represented in world cricket. And if it can continue to grow, if they can get a half the sponsorship maybe, and an ICC stick their hand in the pocket and say, we'll chip in the other half. I don't know what that budget is, but I can't believe it's loads. I can't believe it's that much,
Absolutely.
A few top players' wages will probably fund that.
We'll send our best wishes to the team over there, Dan Weston, Vinny Sandhu, Rico Fall, Tina Goff, all the guys who we've been big supporters of, and we wish you all the best on what's going on there, and fingers crossed. I think the other thing we've got to point out, T20, we've mentioned the North down in the South, phenomenal set of games down there in the South, brought together in the end by a final between Wanstead and Snaresbrook, who were beaten by Penzance the week before, remember, in the national knockout, but they defeated Exmouth, or is it Exmouth, Hugh?
Exmouth.
There we go. In the T20 Regional South Final, and they will be going to Wormsley. So well done to Joe Ellis Grawal and the boys down there. I'd said to you, I hope they did get to one of the finals, because effectively to get to two semi-finals and to get knocked out of both, that would have been really disappointing. But the boys will be there. Really high-scoring game against Exmouth. I think it was 260-odd that Wanstead scored, and Exmouth come back with just losing by 12 runs. So, some real entertainment going on there. And the other people we've got to say congratulations to at the weekend, Norfolk winning their first T20 NCCA championship down at Wormsley in, again, a really high-scoring set of games. They came up against our friends from Dorset, and then Freddie Ferry, who was on the National Counties Cricket Show last week, together with the boys at Norfolk, saw for them, and Norfolk are the NCCA T20 champions. Dorset, winners of the trophy and in the final of the T20, though. So arguments there, are they the most successful national county at the moment? A big weekend of national counties cricket coming up for anyone who's interested. Red Bull cricket, 3-day cricket started on Sunday, the last round of the championship, and some cracking ties going on. In particular, I think there's one between Devon and Oxfordshire, I think it is. It's winner takes all.
It is.
The final. So some really good stuff going on there in the Red Bull cricket still. Last thing to talk about, Hugh's favourite subject. Who's doing it in the all-rounders this week, mate? Because, Matty McKinnon's got to be near the top.
Well, he is the top, yeah. Well, top this week. Khaled Usman, Seb Linnett, Tristan Blackledge mentioned it, and Nicky Boget. Matty McKinnon, 147 and 5. That's an incredible effort. I'm just having a quick look at how that stacks up in terms of best all-round single performance of the season. There. It is fourth on my table of all-round performances of the season. I think Hussein Bakari, 159 and 7 in July is going to be tough to beat, and Jack Hebron's 90 and 8. But even so, yeah, great effort from Maddie McKernan on the weekend. That's how you win games of cricket, isn't it? Callie Usman 76 and 7 for Seb Linnett, 129 and 4. Tristan's there with his 85 and 5. Nicky Boje 59 and 6. Just Chris Holliday's there with his 55 and 5. That's a nice symmetry to that, isn't it? 55 and 5. Henry Dobson 84 and 3. Just some real match-winning performances. Bryce Street 84 and 3 in the Lancs League as well for Littleborough. Top weekend for the all-rounders, but well done, Matty McKernan, and thanks, Matt Taaffe, for stealing my thunder.
Do they get bonus points in your all-rounder table, Hugh, for winning the game?
No, I haven't done that, no. And that's where it all falls apart, isn't it? This sort of impact player thing. My algorithm is not much of an algorithm, but yeah, I think you can argue it all day. It's very basic, but yeah, I think it's that match-winning form. How do you calculate a match-winning performance? And I think the boys at your employer sometimes would probably do a better job than me at that.
But you're right. It could be that just one wicket is the biggest single impact. It's one of those ones we could talk about forever, isn't it? That in every game it could be different. It
depends on the wicket as well. If it was like a horrendous slog to deep square, versus a brilliant bit of bowling, then as well, there's so many variables, isn't there? But yeah, mine's a bit basic, but it does a job.
Most definitely. Hey, we'll take anything we've got, because we've got 33 leagues to look at. That's a lot of bloody cricket, and we know we do a lot more than anyone else does, mate?
Yeah. That's it.
Most definitely. Hey, what you got then, Mr. Taaffe? You got the champions-elect coming to Stanley Park at the weekend.
Yeah, and there's a bit of rain about as well, so I don't know how it'll pan out on Saturday, but hopefully it misses Stanley Park and goes around.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see a game there, wouldn't it, rather than being rained off? Because that'd be I said to the boys yesterday who saw us, it'd be a bit like Burnley winning the league in Lancashire the last couple of years when they've won on rain days. You don't want to do that, do you?
Yeah, no, you want to win it all out there.
Yeah.
Particularly bowling second, don't you? So you can celebrate all together. But hopefully they don't do it on Saturday, to be honest.
Exactly. That's the whole point.
Yeah, so.
Definitely. Have you got cricket this week, Hugh?
I have, yeah. I'm at home, yeah. I tell you what, we're at home to the team that gave us the best tea of the summer. So, and we're not going to give them tea. So I'm feeling a bit, and I feel like we should, because I still remember. I can't remember the match, but I can remember that tea. Just looking at the 100 though, I think that's potentially getting rained off, isn't it? Yeah. So there's a bit of a worry there over the 100 final, because the weather's not looking great. So it's at the Oval Saturday and at Lords on Sunday, isn't it? So I think Trent Rockets are looking pretty good. So I've been keeping an eye on that. It's been a funny tournament, hasn't it? The 100 this year.
I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The games have been a bit lopsided, but. Yeah, it's been all right.
It's been good cricket at the end of the day, generally.
Yeah, and it's something to watch on telly.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of doubt. And you say I've got cricket this weekend as well now, because I'm on duty at Worcester for the Metrobank semi-final on Sunday.
Nice.
And it'll be Worcester versus Somerset or Gloucester.
I tell you what, it'd be nice if you get to see Somerset, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Oh yes, we definitely know what we want to see there, Hugh, don't we?
Yeah. That's a nice little lot of lads hopefully playing in that we know through the Premier Leagues. So that's a proper tournament. Yeah. I tell you what, August is my favourite month of cricket. The 100's on. I can stick it on the telly. We've got the Metrobank One Day Cup. All this stuff comes to a head. All the Premier Leagues come to a head. What a cracking month. And everyone's been moaning about. I know we don't get a Test match, and it would be lovely, but look, I can't get to a Test match pretty much. I'm playing cricket, most of the time, and it's about 300 quid a ticket.
Yeah.
So it's perfect. We can access loads of cricket. I think people need to stop. Every time we go on bloody the BBC or whatever, you see people moaning about the 100. Go and watch the bloody One Day Cup. It's brilliant. Yeah.
Anyway. I'll leave you with this. Yesterday I was with the challengers, and there's a couple of conversations I had with people where we actually, inverted commas, were moaning about how tiring this season's been, because there's been so much cricket. So whereas when the weather's there and horrible, we all moan because it's raining, there's no cricket. when there's so much cricket as there's been this year, it's actually quite hard work for a lot of these lads, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
We can't win them all, but it's been a great season. I think we saw in the weather today, to use one of Hugh's favourite things, that we could be the hottest summer on record, couldn't it, on average temperatures? So, it looks like. And we know that when we look at what's been going on with the amount of games that have been missed this year. I can't remember the last time we had a couple missed.
There's a few in July, weren't there? Yeah, a few in July. Well, there would have been in the northwest, wouldn't they, Matt? So, but yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun. Been a great summer.
Absolutely. Well, we've got 3 or 4 weeks left of the season of match week recordings, and we'll continue to do them all the way through to the end. But as always, we've got plans for the winter. We will be talking to people in the winter because we know that cricket fans don't want to stop listening. So until next week, enjoy.
Yeah. Cheers, gents.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks for joining us at the Premier League Cricket Club. We'll be back soon with more from the world of Premier League and NCCA cricket. But in the meantime, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review and follow us wherever you get your socials. Or maybe check out our website, premierleaguecricket.co.uk, to stay updated. Until next time, have a good one.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Love espresso, drip coffee, and cold brew? With the Ninja Luxe Cafe, if you can crave it, you can brew it. Espresso, balanced. Drip coffee, rich. Cold brew, in a flash. With Barista Assist technology, you brew with no stress and no guesswork. And make perfect silky microfoam hands-free from dairy or plant-based milks. Bring the coffeehouse home and unlock your favorites with the Ninja Luxe Cafe.